All right, again, my name is James Frasca, video production specialist here at Videoguys. If you have any questions about anything that we talk about today, make sure to give us a call at 800-323-2325. There's a very good chance you'll even talk to me, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions you have. So let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about three different products, starting off with the Advanced Image Robotics AIRONE, which I have here next to me. We've had this in our studio for a few weeks now, and we are super excited to talk about it. So basically, what the AIRONE package is you get a Z-Cam on a robotic arm. Now, you can think of it as a PTZ camera, except you get the benefits of having a real box cam connected to it. So you have a Z-Cam connected to it. Now, with this setup, you get the AIRONE robotic arm, you get the Z-Cam M4, you get a lens, you get an Apple iPad. We'll talk about that in a second here. And you get everything that you need in order to use this to start streaming right out of the box. So let's talk about the robotic arm. Now, like I said, you can think of this as like a PTZ camera. You get to pan, tilt, and zoom, but again, you get the added benefits of having a... Okay, hold on, sorry. I think we might have to get replugged. Is that any better? Sounds like it's hitting against something. Oh no. I am so sorry, everyone. Give me one sec. Nothing should be hitting. Let me put this down here and see if that helps. Is that any better? We're just gonna go with it. Hold on 1 second. Give us 1 second, everybody. I am so sorry. Let's pull the slide up full screen. We're good? All right, I am so sorry about that. Of course, we had a technical hiccup right at the start of the show, but I think we're all set. That's why you always have backup microphones just in case. Anyway, we're talking about the Advanced Image Robotics AIRONE robot arm. So we already talked about you get the pan, tilt, and zoom with it, but then you also get the added benefits of using a real camera. So interchangeable lenses, you have a bigger sensor, so you get a smaller depth of field, and it gives you a more cinematic look. And then you also can take ProRes files out of the Z-Cam. So it's all of the benefits of both having a proper studio camera and a PTZ camera. Now, what's really cool about the Advanced Image Robotics AIRONE is all of its control functionality, including the Air iOS app. So the Air iOS app is an app that you can use with the iPad that comes with the Advanced Image Robotics AIRONE. And with this app, you can do everything. You can control, of course, pan, tilt, zoom, but then you can also control things like shutter speed, ISO, set up your streaming destination, because, oh, by the way, you can stream to CDNs directly with this or use SRT streaming. So enough of me talking about the Air iOS app. Let me just show you a little bit about it real quick. So if we could pull up the demo here. So in the corner here, you can see we have an iPad that comes with it. And what you're seeing on the screen on the outside is actually an SRT feed coming from the Z-Cam into our TriCaster. So I have used this touchscreen to tilt the camera, focus, but I can double tap wherever I want my focus to be. But then, of course, I can zoom out. I can change my f-stop if I wanted it to be darker or brighter. Same thing with your ISO. Around 2000 ISO. look pretty good for the lighting that we have in here. And so we're good with that now. But also with this iPad, you can control, like I said, all of your camera settings. So you can choose your resolution, you can choose your bit rate, things like that. You can set up your streaming destination. In this case, we're using an SRT stream, but you can also set up an RTMP to stream directly to a CDN of your choice, and et cetera, et cetera. So everything can be controlled literally from this iPad. And it's really cool stuff, and we're excited that we've been able to play with it. But then on top of being able to use the Air iOS app, there's the Air Cloud, where if you have multiple cameras and you want to be able to incorporate them all into a virtual cloud switcher, you can use Air Cloud to be able to switch between multiple cameras in the cloud and be able to stream to a CDN of your choice. And all of this can be controlled remotely. Everything can be controlled all through the cloud. And for a perfect example, when we were initially setting this up, we were actually working with the team at Advanced Image Robotics, and we were able to use our iPad here in New York to control their cameras in LA, and then also take their SRT feed from their cameras in LA and bring them into our TriCaster here in New York. And so it was a completely cloud-based workflow where we were able to do everything remotely, and all we needed was the iPad, and all they needed is the camera. So the Advanced Image Robotics Air 1 is a really cool piece of technology, and we're super excited that we have them here in stock, and you can get one for yourself and start playing with it. Next, we're going to talk about the Vizrt TriCaster Mini Go. This is the latest and greatest addition to the TriCaster Mini family. Oh, we had a little fade. So what is the TriCaster Mini Go? The TriCaster Mini Go is an entry-level turnkey production system and a great start to the TriCaster family. The TriCaster Mini Go has USB and IP-based workflows. Now, of course, if we're going to talk about the Mini Go and the TriCaster Mini family, we have to talk about the Mini X and the Mini 4K as well, so you can know what the differences between the three units are. And the major things right out of the box are the TriCaster Mini Go is about half the price of the other ones because it is an entry-level production unit. It can use USB and NDI with up to 4 NDI or USB inputs, and it streams at 1080 60p. Then you have the TriCaster Mini X, which is their mini system that has the ability to do 4K streaming. It can use NDI workflows as well, but it also has the added benefit of having 4 HDMI inputs on the back of the unit. And then we have the Vizrt TriCaster Mini 4K, which is their 4K 60p streaming mini TriCaster. And on the back of that, it has a mini switcher built in, so you can have up to 4 NDI devices connected to it. So again, if we're going to be comparing all three of the models, you will see that the inputs is limited on the Mini Go to 4, whereas both the Mini X and the Mini 4K have 8. Same thing with the outputs. It's going to be 2 outputs, whereas the Mini X and the Mini 4K have 4. And then the other major difference is going to be that the Mini Go is capable of streaming at up to 1080 60, whereas the other units are able to do 4K streaming, with the Mini X being able to do 4K 30 and the Mini 4K able to do 4K 60. Now, we are talking about, the other units are able to do a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that the TriCaster Mini Go is useless. This is still a really good entry-level turnkey production system. It's perfect for smaller studios, for podcasters, influencers, or streamers. Like I said, you can use USB or NDI workflows. It's compatible with major streaming platforms, just like the other TriCasters. You can send it to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you want to send that CDN stream to. You can use HTML graphics with something like VizFlowX, which we will talk about in a minute here. And as a matter of fact, what we've been using for all of our graphics since a couple weeks ago. You can do 1080 60p streaming, which is still, in my opinion, the standard. We're not quite there yet with the 4K, but 1080 is still great. You can have up to 4 inputs with 2 MEs, 2 layers, and 2 keyers, and then, of course, the real-time pushing to social media. Now, we kind of touched upon this a little bit, and I just wanted to go into a little bit more detail of the 2 workflows that you can essentially use with the TriCaster Mini Go. And the first is your standard or typical NDI workflow. On the back of the unit, there are 2 NIC ports on it, so you can connect a network switch to it and then be able to connect multiple cameras and or controllers or converters into your network switch to be able to have a traditional NDI workflow. And of course, if we're going to talk about NDI workflows, we have to give a shout out to Netgear with the M4250 line of network switches. They are our go-to switches when it comes to Pro AV. Now, all of the benefits of using NDI is you get power, you get control, and you get video all through that one cable. Now, say you are in a position where you don't feel comfortable using NDI and you want to stick with a baseband workflow. Well, you can still do that with the USB slots on the back of the unit. So a lot of the manufacturers that we work with, especially the PTZ cameras, give you that total connectivity that we always talk about. So you can use NDI, but a lot of them still offer SDI or HDMI, and especially USB. So in this workflow, we're taking 2 PTZ Optics Move SEs, which are not even NDI cameras right out of the box. They're NDI upgradable, but you can save yourself a little bit of money, get a great 1080 60p camera that doesn't have NDI capabilities, but it does have USB out. So you could plug 2 of those into your TriCaster Mini Go, and then maybe a webcam, something like the HuddleCam 4K ePTZ webcam, which simulates a PTZ. And now you have 3 cameras that are all still giving you 1080 60p video. And if you really wanted to still be able to control those PTZ cameras, you could throw in a serial controller like the HuddleCam HC Joy 4 and still be able to control these cameras. And now you're not even using NDI, but you still have a 3-camera workflow and a great production system to do all of your mixing and graphics behind that. Now, like I said, we use Vizrt TriCaster to do all of our graphics, and we have been loving using it. It's nice and vibrant colors with smooth animation, and we can actually separate the graphics from our TriCaster and use them on a separate computer. And the great thing about Vizrt is they are giving away a 90-day free trial to anybody that purchases a TriCaster. So if you're looking at the Mini Go, you get a 90-day free trial. But say you want to use the NDI workflows and you want the TriCaster Mini 4K, you still get the 90-day free trial to Flowix. So I wanted to take a minute real quick to have Adam kind of show you how easy it is to use Flowix. So in this example, he's pulling up our graphics like he's been doing this whole time. And we're going to pull up my lower third. But we notice that there's not supposed to be 3 S's in my name. It's James Frasca, not James. So Adam is going to show you what he sees on our secondary computer, and he's going to very quickly and in real time change my lower third to show the correct spelling of my name, and then he's going to publish it, and in real time you will see how fast it updates from our secondary computer to our TriCaster because it's all on the web and can be controlled anywhere. So in just a matter of 30 seconds here, he's able to change my lower third, and just like that, it's updated. And you can do this in real time. If you have a brand new guest that's coming in last minute, you can make a lower third in 30 seconds for them. It's really cool technology. And if you want more of a deep dive into how Flowix works and incorporates with a TriCaster, definitely check out this video that we did a couple weeks ago with Jeremy Morris and Chris Burgos from Vizrt, we actually had Jeremy Morris in a park just using a MiFi hotspot on his phone to remote in to FlowX to be able to control our graphics. It's really cool. And like I said, it comes with the purchase of any TriCaster. You get a 90-day free trial, so you have absolutely nothing to lose to just try it. The last thing that we want to talk about today is the SanDisk Professional G-RAID Mirror. So the SanDisk Professional G-RAID Mirror is an enterprise class desktop hard drive. And then this is available in 12 terabytes, 16 terabytes, 24 terabytes, 36 terabytes, and 44 terabytes. Now, there are a couple features that we wanted to really highlight on the G-RAID Mirror. And the first is going to be that it's a RAID system. So the G-RAID Mirror can be used in either RAID 0 or RAID 1. So RAID 0 will give you maximum read and write speed by splitting your data across the two drives that come pre-installed. But then you risk that if one drive fails, you essentially lose all of your progress. But it also has the ability to use RAID 1. And RAID 1 essentially splits the two drives and sends all of your data to drive 1 and then copies it on to drive 2, so you have some redundancy, essentially a backup in place. So even if you lose drive 1, you don't lose all of your data because it was copied onto the second drive. Now let's give a quick little tour of the G-RAID Mirror. So on the front of the unit, you will see that there is a light right here. This is just a little display light. Over here, you'll also see the ProBlade LED and a ProBlade slot. And yes, that means that the G-RAID Mirror is compatible with the ProBlade transport products. So there is one SSD slot reader on this unit, so you can even plug in the 1, 2, or 4 terabyte SSD NVMe ProBlades into it to be able to take data off of your blades that you were out using in the field. And then I do want to just quickly show you the back of the unit too, so you can see the connecting points in the back. So you have over here your two Thunderbolt USB-C ports. And then what I think is the most important thing is right here, you have your dip switch to control your RAID system. And then of course you have the power button, you have your DC in, and then this is to control the LED dimmer on the front of the unit, the light on the front of the unit. So this is a very cool system that it comes in RAID 1, and you're able to, have that redundancy set in place. Now, again, we already kind of went over this, but I want to bring this up full screen just so you can see the differences between RAID 0 and RAID 1. So again, RAID 0 is going to maximize the amount of space on your drives and maximize your read and write speed by splitting your data across the two drives, but then in return making it a little bit more risky because if one of the drive fails, essentially you lose all of your data. But you also have the added benefit of using RAID 1, which will essentially copy or mirror your data onto the second drive, and that way have a little bit of redundancy. And of course, we already kind of showed this as well, but the G-RAID Mirror fits perfectly into the ProBlade modular SSD ecosystem. So when you're out in the field and you have your SSDs that are hot swappable with the ProBlade transport, you can record all of your data out in the field onto the SSD mags, and then you can unload them by either putting them into the G-RAID Mirror with the rest of your data. This could be your workhorse station, up to like 46 terabytes. So this could be your workhorse station and you can quickly unload your dailies onto it. But say you have multiple ProBlade mags, then maybe you want to take into consideration getting a ProBlade station where you can connect up to 4 of the SSD mags to be able to transfer data across them or onto another storage system like that. Like the G-RAID Mirror, excuse me. So these are 3 really cool products that we just got and wanted to share with you. So again, we'll give you a quick overview of everything that we talked about today. So we talked about the Advanced Image Robotics AIRONE, which is right here. and that is the robotic arm with the Z-Cam, with the iPad, to be able to do cloud workflows with a nice high-end camera. We talked about the TriCaster Mini Go, which is available for $4,995, an entry-level TriCaster production system. And then we talked about the SanDisk Professional G-RAID Mirror, which is a system that incorporates RAID 1, RAID 0, and your ProBlade SSDs into one convenient package. Now, my name is James Frasca. I'm a video production specialist here at Videoguys. Make sure that you tune in live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on both Facebook and YouTube. And if you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, feel free to give us a call at 800-323-2325. Gary will be back next week, and we will see you then. So I hope you have a great week. Peace.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.